what's up, everybody, and welcome to Drone Therapy, Season 5, Episode 40. The Magic 8-Ball Rumors, predictions, and basically what that is it's kind of like a continuation of last week. We're going to talk about the drones that we know about, the stuff that we know about. I did come up with one thing that even surprised Brian right before he went live. He was like, oh, that's actually kind of an interesting, and it's something that nobody's done yet. So I get to whip it out before anybody else does, but I'm not going to do it. So y'all got to stick around a little while and find out. But I guarantee you, it even surprised Brian. He was like, oh. And then I told him about the deal that Marcus found. And if anybody hasn't found it yet or hadn't heard about it yet, Best Buy is selling the original Evo for $4.99. That's right, $4.99. What do y'all think about that? Ron, how you doing? Glad you got here.
Yeah, hello, Bill and Brian. How are you guys tonight? And
hey, Ron.
And hello, everybody out in the chat. Thanks for stopping by tonight. We got a lot of names out there we know, and we'll probably get to you later on. I'm doing well tonight, and I heard Marcus mention that I never had the Evo 1, but I do have the Evo 2. So I've always heard good things about the Evo 1. So I guess that $4.99 is a great price point. I guess what I've heard about the Evo 1 is a lot of people had range issues with it, similar to a lot of other drones from its air, which were corrected in the later one. But it does sound like a better buy than getting some of these, 250-gram drones that aren't doing so well this year. But yeah, I'm doing well, so I will throw it over to Brian. We'll catch up with what he's been up to this week.
Nothing drone related, man. Don't go there with me. I haven't even been on YouTube in a week.
Well, you can go non-drone related. It's perfectly okay because
it's long story short. Buying a new truck on a 3-day weekend when your bank changes ownership, not a good idea.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
I couldn't even use my debit card for the last 4 days.
But I will address that later. But that's cool. I would have no need for that drone, to be honest with you. So here's the thing. Like I said, I got some things that nobody else has whipped out tonight because it's not just a drone show, but it's a drone and tech show. So to start off with, let's speculate. What is Apple going to deliver on the 18th? Is it just going to be a new MacBook Pro, or is there going to be something else coming out? Something else that could come out.
Two MacBook Pros, a 14 and a 16. Maybe the AirPods Pro version 2 and the new Mac Mini.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've already got an M1 Mac Mini, but now they've got a redesigned case for it, and it'll have that M1X chip in it, the better M1 chip. In fact, what we found out, the first M1 chip was what we call the I don't want to say the slow chip, but the running cool chip or whatever. That's kind of the chip that runs real cool for small devices. But now they're going to come up with M1X, which is a bigger, beefier chip that'll run in more powerful computers that need more space to cool down.
Oh, cool. Well, I was thinking, does Apple have like a trade-up program?
They do. I mean, of course, you don't get if you have great equipment, it behooves you to sell it on your own. But they do have a trade-in program. Even you could take something that's almost like falling apart, and they will give you something for it.
What if it's like a perfectly great condition year-old?
Yeah, they'll give you a decent offer for it, but you could get more for it out on the internet someplace.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
It depends on how easy you want to make the transaction.
Oh, totally understand.
If you want to make it really easy, Apple give you,
is there
a trade in, but you said you could do better selling your own.
Is there anything you would want in that arena, Brian?
Well,
I'm actually looking at that, and that's what I was going to ask y'all. The Mini 6, the iPad Mini 6.
Yes.
Is that even out?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's out. It's for sale. So people have it already. Marcus has it. Now,
that's what I thought.
No, I think I've got that wrong. Johnny Droneflyer has it. I think Marcus ordered it, but it immediately went on some of a back order, and I don't know if he's got it yet. But Johnny Droneflyer ordered it like day one. He got it right away.
But Stevie went and bought the 5, didn't he?
I'm not sure.
I think Stevie went to Best Buy and bought the 5.
Was it reduced?
let me go back, like Ron had pointed out. I'm going to go
Somebody's
right back.
got it, I know, because I saw it somewhere about a week ago.
I think probably the Mini 5 would be a better investment right now because it's going to be a lower price.
Well,
What does the 6 really have that's going to blow away the 5?
What it doesn't
what I've
have
heard
is the nits.
From what I've heard, it's got that
One of
same
them has the
processor Ron had mentioned.
Oh,
It's got a brighter screen, and I mean, I don't think it'll still hold a candle to the smart controller or the Triple Tech, but anything that anything smaller that these eyes can see,
yeah.
Good thing.
Cool. All right. Well, I rolled all the way back to the top of the chat, and I'm going to yell out some people's names.
Okay.
Indigo Rhino, Charles Galuski, Matt Bagwell, Bob Dempsey, Drone Shots, Bob KC, Johnny DRC. Rolling down. Scott Nadeau, good to see you. Artco Drone Solutions, glad to have you, sir.
We got Geeks Fana in here too.
Oh, Sean's here?
Yeah, Sean's
Yeah,
in.
Sean's here.
Good to see you, Sean. I'm trying to roll down. Blind Neil. Ken was driving. Be safe, Ken. Place it here's in the house. Let's see.
Scrolling too fast. Can't keep up.
Hot Rod in Daytona. I'm just trying to scroll through and see names that I haven't called out yet. Grumpy Vlogger, good to see you. Thomas Ariels, Johnny Drone Flyer, Geeks Fauna. Yes, I see Geeks Fauna now. Uncle Bill's Toys, good to see you. Akira Show. I see Akira Show. Is there any names I've missed? Ron, you usually
did you get Okie Tom?
Okie Tom. I'm sorry.
I saw him at one point.
Okay, good to see you, Okie Tom. Glad to have you here. All right, we're going to get the train back on the tracks. All right, so I'm still save the ones that I've already talked about Brian. I wish you'd gotten here just a tad earlier, Ron. Really, because this is like going to slam you. You're going to think, "Oh God, Bill's being a dick, man. Why did he bring that up?"
That's okay. You go right ahead. Sorry, I'm sorry. I was finishing the dishes up and
no, it's okay. But let's hell with it. Let's go ahead and get that one out of the way, and I'll save the big one for later. Before we dive into the rumor part and everything, here's something that I've been kind of flip-flopping around. Am I the only one that, Chris, be safe? Be safe. Am I the only one that's really wondering, should I get a 107? And if I get it, what am I going to do with it? Am I really going to use it? And I'm like, okay, Brian pointed out to me, he's like, it's not that much money, right? It's not. It's about the price of a halfway decent toy drone. So I totally get that. But then what am I going to do with it? And then like he was pointing out also, once you get it, it's more restrictive on you. So you can't really disobey the rules like you can as a hobbyist and be like, oh, I'm a hobbyist, man. Blah, blah, blah. So here's my dilemma. I want to get it, but and here's another thing that I kind of thought about. The drone profession field, I will say, is not overly saturated at the moment. I say there's a lot of jobs out there, but the people that are in those jobs are top tier people. So it's not going to be something that you're just going to rip right into. You're going to make mega bucks. You're going to, start rolling into business, and you're going to be doing exotic shoots like Peter McKinnon. And
the thing about it is, though, Bill, it's like anything, anybody who works in any kind of trade doesn't build any kind of rep unless years go by. Who's been doing this for years? You got a few guys, that have been doing it for a year or two. And it depends, of course, on what you're doing. I mean, real estate can be pretty tricky sometimes. But, if you're doing cinematic stuff, you're already going to be in the eyes of people who make high production stuff. And, yeah, good luck getting noticed by them.
Just wanted to say hey to Chuck. If you haven't been over to Chuck's channel, check out Chuck's channel. He just came back from across the sea, and he's sharing his adventures with. I can't get any. It's like the accents are going all over the place. So I won't try that. But yeah, he came back from Scotland. He's got a really cool trailer up. He's got some video series coming up because he's got an assload of editing to do. But there'll be a lot of videos coming out from his trip over there, and his wife has had a lot of input with it. So it's really cool. So, I just wish that that my wife could do it, but she stays so busy she can't do it. She really wants to. She even told me, she's like, I really miss flying drones, but she can't really, because when she gets done downstairs, she just goes, where's my reality TV? Where's my reality TV? And then now she's got me on it too. So, okay. All right. We went squirrel. Yes, we did. We went squirrel. All right. So we were talking about the Apple. We were talking about the MacBook Pro. And I was talking about the 107. And do you need it or don't you need it? And, okay, here's the thing. How much more restrictive is it for you guys? Because I know both of you all have it. If you do something recreational, say, like I know I couldn't fly over people legally. So you couldn't do it recreationally. So that's the only, you'd have to do it for a client. So, I mean, what is the reason, what's going to intrigue me as a hobby pilot who probably doesn't see a future in me being a professional pilot other than selling my old photos and stuff that I had never in intention, of being nothing but pictures for me to begin with, because that's legal, right? Once it's past tense, it's legal. So, I mean, and that would be it. I don't see a reason for me to do it. So, y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm trying, because I really want to go, yes, I want to go ahead and, yes, I've got my 107. But then what happens if I screw up and I'm flirting around with my friends? And
there you go.
There
you go.
Never to get old. Woo, woo. Oh.
Bill, I'm going to tell you right now, before 107, I would check UAV forecast and up it goes. I don't give it a second look.
Yeah.
Now, I'll give an example. I'll fly downtown Houston near dusk. I'll fly cruise ships at late afternoon near dusk. Each time I'm checking aloft, I'm checking all the airlines. What is that? 20 flight radar 24.
Yeah.
I check everything now before I go up. And it's like, well, I don't want to, because they really know who I am now because I got a license.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just such more of a headache.
And then to actually go out and attempt to fly recreational. Like I said, I'm going to go out with my buddies and stuff and be flying a drone, be getting some YouTube footage, and then they're going to be like, oh, come on, man. Come on. Shh, don't drink the beer on camera. Just don't drink the beer on camera.
There's plenty of times where I've got batteries that I want to draw down, and I'll just fly it out of the backyard. Well, my backyard is about half a mile from a hospital. They don't have any life flights coming in there at all in a major urban area. Oh no. And
I'm kind of
little things like that.
This is what's even crazier. I live directly in the flight path of the local international airport and the largest local hospital. so I have to, anytime I hear anything, it's like, and yep. I'm just waiting, waiting. Then I hear something.
In fact, this is circling back to the Evo thing. That's how I crashed my Evo. Because I think I mentioned that on the last time I was on the show. Because I was burning down batteries and I was at like 65 feet away, 12 feet in the air, and the RC crapped out on me and it went to RTH and hit a tree. But that's the point. If I'm going to fly anything now, I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to go high. I'm not going to attract attention because I'm 107 now. I don't want to get on the radar.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just like, what do I do? And so that's my personal dilemma. I'm like, I want to do it. I mean, I really, because it's like it's like a brotherhood. I get that part of it. It's kind of a cool thing. It's like being a Mason or something. I mean, I hate to give that kind of correlation, but it's kind of a, it's kind of a prestigious group. It's not like there's a whole lot of people that hold a 107 license. I mean,
it is what I call a craft. There is a skill to it. Not everybody can do it. Everybody here can do it. So they're going, what are you talking about? But it is a skill. I mean, if I put that thing in the hands of my wife or her daughter, or, they're going to go, what are we going to do with this thing other than crash it? That kind of thing,
Well, that's my whole dilemma. What do you all think in the chat? Like I saw Chuck saying, I have one, but I don't really use it. And then Akira's saying, a regular driver's license is good enough for me. I don't need a CDL since commercial rigs are not in my future. There you go.
But wait a minute now. Look at the you can make being an over-the-road trucker. That's like paying $150,000 a year nowadays.
Well, okay. Here we're gonna go squirrel again, and I'm losing viewers. I know. I'm sorry, I gotta go squirrel again. But here's the thing: there was a guy live streaming from the docks today on TikTok in Tacoma, and dude, there must have been 70 trucks, just rigs sitting there waiting for freight to come off of the dock, and the cranes didn't move all day long. But there was plenty of trucks waiting for loads. So I'm like, what? I'm like,
that's why Autel is going to delay their drones until February. They're out there.
Well, then they slit their own wrists again. Okay, thank you for segueing like that. That was great. So we'll go into the rumor section now, since we've already talked about the 107 thing, and that's just my personal dilemma. You all can feel free to put chats or comments in the chat later on, or after the show's up for review.
Okay. By the way, I don't want to sound like a total downer on the 107, because since I've had it, I have had opportunity to make a few bucks with it. Just real estate stuff, roof inspections. It comes to me. I don't even need to go looking.
Right.
I'm on a call list with a couple companies here in Houston. I get a call from them once a month, and it depends on the weather. They need to shoot done. So there is a little, I'm retired, so I don't care. A little money's nice. A little extra money's good. But I'm not trying to make a living out of it. But you can. That's the good thing about a 107.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but like yes, you can still fly as a hobbyist. But like we were all talking about, it's kind of more restrictive now that the rules and you have a license.
Yeah.
You can't go out with your buddies like you normally would, let's go fly bando and break the rules. Oh, I have a 107, like Brian was saying. I'm on the sheet. So
yeah.
It's like sending up a flare.
It disturbs me when I hit a lank request, and it depends on what airport I'm hitting, but one of them actually said, "Happy flying, Brian Mackey." Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
They always send me a text right afterwards and says,
"Well, that was it. That was in the email. Happy flying, Brian."
Oh yeah. Well, I think we all get that email now, because I get the emails now too. I don't like before. I was like, it used to just give it to me right there on my phone, but now I get a text and I get an email. So I'm like, it's like if the officer shows up, I'm like, dude, look.
I had an opportunity a couple weekends ago. I was out in Galveston, met up with Angela from Lost Girl Hikes. She flies a Mavic 2 Zoom, and I had mine out there that day too, and I haven't flown it in ever. But I was out there to chase some cruise ships, and I put out my Air 2 first, and it told me the restrictions. I put out my Zoom, and there's nothing, because it doesn't have all that stuff. And I'm thinking, that's another thing too. The older tech, that's sooner or later they're going to nail that down, and you ain't going to be able to fly that Zoom. Leonard.
I just like what he said. His little groggy due to his sneaky meds.
And a few things back, I think Lloyd said that Judy's doing better today.
Very cool. Yeah, and like she didn't get a room, and I remember he was talking about that today. So yes, thank you, Ron, for throwing that in my head. You know how I go squirrel quite often. Lloyd had an issue with his wife Judy, and she's had to go to the emergency room. They went through the normal chaos that we all hear about in the hospitals nowadays. But thankfully, like he said, she's doing better, and we all want to keep her in our thoughts and prayers over the next few days and months and years. Cool. Thank you for coming in too, Lloyd. Let's see. People. Oh, cool. Super cool. So yeah, y'all people in the chat, check out that link. I will definitely check this out. And that's something else I did too. All the replays, you have the chat replay too, so you can go check that out also. Okay, so steering back in tonight. Oh, cool. See, that's what. Okay, we'll go scroll again since you brought it up. That's what I love about the chat comes up with stuff. So Bob, you're in that age bracket, and it's a good idea for you to get your third shot. Cool. Glad you got it. Hope you feel good, dude.
That's got to be the hardest working old guy on the internet right now. Bob.
Yeah, because his group blew up, and then I'm sorry. I'm sorry about because somebody came in there the other day, and I didn't mean to do it because I was trying to lighten the mood as quickly as possible because I knew what was going to happen, and it started really fast because somebody started out their post with, "I hope I don't ruffle any feathers in here." But is this a DJ only group? And I was like, oh. And then somebody said, "Why not DJI?" And I was like, "Oh my God, no." And I was like, I said, like saying, not ruffle feathers is going to ruffle feathers. It's like a trigger, and then I put LOL. And then it just kept on going. But it was a cool thread because it didn't really get out of hand. It just kind of rode a wave up and down. It was a really unique thread, and it was really cool. Lone Star UAV. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Bill causing trouble sounds like John Coopy's fault. No, man. John Coopy is out with his lady, I'm pretty sure, or taking care of his stepdaughter, one of the two. So that's why John's not here. But graciously, Brian has come in to hang out with us, and I'm very grateful because he seems to not mind me running my mouth this much. And he's really look at his camera. Look at his camera, folks.
Oh wait, trick camera.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, now we're doing Ice Spike.
Oh. We didn't hear that. Wait a minute. The views and opinions of the panel are not. Wait. And Sean's, it's still John Coopy's fault. Oh, man, I keep going crazy. Ron, just throw something in.
Well, you mentioned you thought the Altel drones would be delayed. I got a little bit of information for you, Bill. Someone we know that pre-ordered the Nano Light Plus on the official Altel store on the AliExpress website got a note today saying that the drone was going to be delayed.
Wow. So the first notice is going to be delayed.
Well, the only one I'm looking for.
You want the Nano?
The
light,
Nano
actually.
Plus.
I'm looking for that light.
Oh, light.
Light?
Yeah, I put both drones together. I think I said the Nano Light Plus. I meant to say the Nano Plus.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Nano. So what about nobody's heard? So
I don't know anybody that's ordered anything but the Nano Plus. I don't know anybody's ordered, and I don't even know if the lights are available on that official AliExpress Altel store or not.
Well, okay, but I've noticed, and here's something. All right, you can pre-order from somewhere else that's pretty reputable, and I don't see. Let me see if they're taking it away. B&H has a pre-order on it now. Y'all know that?
I did not know that.
Yes, B&H Photo Video now has pre-order on Zenu Altel. What the hell, man? Fucking like
I had no intention of putting a pre-order in on the Altel drone. I will wait until it can actually ship.
Yeah.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
This kind of stunned me though, because usually they don't come out and pre-order stuff unless they're,
sure.
Yeah. And I was like, what? So y'all see that right there, right? So we got the Altel light with the premium bundle.
The premium bundle.
Oh, that's the bundle. Okay.
Yeah. There's a normal price of $12.49 on just the drone, controller, and battery.
Gotta have a bundle.
Yeah, I mean for $3. Okay, but I want to show y'all something. If you'll watch, was it this one or was the Nano? It's the Nanos. And then here's your regular light.
Yeah.
Price. There's just $100 difference. So if you're going to get the premium bundle, right? So why would you? Here's the light for $14.49, and up here we got $15.49 for the Light Plus.
So you might as well throw the extra $100 in and get the Plus.
But
you get a much better camera too for $100.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's what I'm looking at.
That's really strange. And then the same thing. between the light drone itself, $1149, and then the light plus is $1249. And here we'll go right back up here. The nanos are the same way. Now, but that's what like Brian and I were saying. They don't normally post stuff or pre-order stuff unless they've gotten the deal that somebody showed them a shipping invoice that says, it's going to be here this time. I mean, granted, it's pre-order, but like I said, normally they even dropped Hubsan because of their shady acts.
I'm still not buying that Light Plus until Ron tries it out first and does a couple. It ain't happening.
All right, so here we go. We got the Nano Plus at $949, and then the Nano Plus. Okay, excuse me, $949 for the bundle, $799 for just the Nano Plus drone. And you come down here for the Nano, it's $649 for this drone and $799 for the premium. So
and that's
a difference
for
there.
that price. For that price, that's a killer drone too. If you're just getting into it, for what it can do. Granted, it doesn't have a lot of the auto features DJI does, but I think when you're starting out, that's a good way to crash your drone is get into those auto features. Fly the drone.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. What am I wanting to say?
But of course, these the Nanos will have not full 360 optical avoidance, but they will have the standard kind of front, rear, and underneath obstacle avoidance. They will have something going for them.
Okay, but it's saying
not
here,
crashing it.
Let's see the features here. So we got palm size form factor, foldable design, 40 megapixel camera with 4K HDR video, 3-axis mechanical gimbal, can withstand up to level 5 winds. Well, I'd say they're being honest about that.
See, I got it. That's what I want to see the reviews on. I want to see that.
Yeah, remote control, 3-way obstacle avoidance. Excuse me. Takes aerial selfies with sky portrait, multiple automatic flight modes, track, follow people, animals, vehicles, up to a 7.4 mile 720p video transmission. Well,
and what I understand is we will have a new app with this. We won't be using the Stanley or Altel Explorer app that we use in the Evo 1 and 2. So maybe this new app will have more of the features that Brian spoke about in there, more of the consumer-friendly, quick modes and things like that.
How much is the Hubsan?
The Hubsan, I believe, if you just get the drone battery controller, I believe it's $499, Bill.
Okay, so $500 and $150 more, you can have the Evo Nano.
Correct.
Better software.
But of course, why would you want the Xeno Mini now? You would just go get the that Xeno Micro Four Thirds drone that's coming out now to rival the Mavic 3.
It's gonna be the cheapest Micro Four Thirds camera we've ever seen. It's probably gonna have like a plastic housing, and then they're gonna have plastic lenses in it. It's gonna be Micro Four Thirds.
But your DJI Mini 1 will have better video than the Micro Four Thirds from Hubsan.
Wait a minute. All the ports input. That would be cool, but I haven't heard
that article today. Third Eye that they were going to go 24 hours. The big retailers.
That's some mega bucks them boys going to be making if they get in there and go do smart. But I can understand what It's the thing about it is I hate it and I love it because it's about damn time the workers got paid. But shit,
Wow.
Stop.
There's a lot more to that though, Bill, going on from what I've heard about that. A lot of like Walmart and Amazon have invested, and it's coming online, a lot of the automation for this stuff to ship it.
Mm-hmm.
And they've built 4 of these humongous satellite Amazon things here in Houston at each point of the city. And I dropped Prime like a year ago. I said, this is stupid. It's taking a week to get stuff. Yeah. I don't have Prime, and I'm getting stuff the next day now.
Yeah. Because
I checked into it, and that's what it is.
Well, a lot of stuff is like, I think it's crazy. I got an Amazon warehouse right down from my house now. Used to be a big shell plant, they were just digging out the ground. Now they just paved it all over, and it's this humongous Amazon warehouse. Yep. So it's like, and I've speculated about this before. Drone delivery is possible, and they're going to push us all towards like a set of products. We'll have 5 choices of this. We'll have 5 choices of this. We'll have 5 choices of this. It's all going to come from that warehouse, and that's it. I'm not going to have different choices like we normally do. And I'm hoping that's not what happens.
Or if you want the other choice, you're going to have to wait till it comes from wherever,
Yeah.
Which is,
Okay.
It's still not bad.
So
As long as you know it's coming.
Here's something too. We know, and Rod's going to get mad at me. He's going to get mad at me. But from early reports, we're hearing that the Evolve 2 is another undercooked bird. Y'all heard anything about that?
Yeah, we're under DNA here, Bill.
We're under DNA. Nuh-uh. Captain Ken is putting out a video tomorrow, and he's been talking about it the whole time. And he even put something else out today that said it was a pretty bird, but it was a frustrating bird, which tells me it's an undercooked bird.
One good way to put it.
Well, I mean, this is what happened to them before. Here's the thing. They make the best controllers on the planet. They need to ring up Skydio and be like, hey, we're really thinking about kind of bailing out of the drone section, but we really like making controllers. We heard you all really need a good controller. So, that's just my personal opinion. I think them two should hook up and should work something kind of deal out. But you haven't heard anything?
Well, maybe this, Evolve 2 just needs a couple good rounds of firmware updates, and it'll be a solid bird. I mean, it's too early to throw it under the. I know they've had a rocky road so far, but I don't want to throw them under the bus just on a couple early test flights.
Yeah,
is that fair, Bill?
Ixvana's saying it's got some drift
issues.
He's
here. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. They didn't ship the external Tenno with the demo models. Okay.
Billy mentioned on Mike's show last night that his had no antennas.
Do what now? Say this again.
But Billy Collin mentioned on Mikey's show last night that his controller for the Evolve 2 had no controllers on it yet. But yet, if you go to the website, they show antennas. They show antennas and control on the website. So Billy was saying maybe he just got an early production model. That's why he didn't get antennas on his controller.
Really, really weird, man. Billy said Dobo loves the low light on it. Yeah, well, he's going to put out a video tomorrow, and I'm sure he's probably talking about it now. I'm not trying to tell you all to run away because, I know we're all kind of talking about the same shit, but I guarantee you, I got one in the bag that nobody else has pulled out yet.
Yeah, and don't panic too much, Billy. There's probably only one person in this whole chat that's actually going to buy the Evolve 2, and that's Hot Rod. So,
did you go there? It has an internal and external. Okay, so wait a minute. They made it like a damn toy drone. Why would you put an into? That's like I said, it's like a toy drone. Forgive me, but isn't it? That's the way most of the toy, because they'll put those stupid paddles on the outside and they don't do anything. They're just trying to make it look like a DJI product or something. And we all know that the antenna's on the inside.
Well, Bill, you could look, but you're looking at the cup half full there. You could look at the fact that with that internal antenna, if you would ever have a problem with your externals, say you would bust them off for something like during flight, you still have another backup antenna to get you back home, Bill. So that could be a good thing in an emergency situation, Bill.
Oh no! I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that I'm trying to rip on the drone. It's just one of them. I'm just trying to say, hey, there's been some issues with it early, but the thing, like I said, the thing I've noticed about X Dynamics is they make an incredible controller, and so
they do.
And they got a nice, pretty carbon fiber body on their drone, Bill.
Well, yeah, but they've had the same similar issues, and it could be something to do with that carbon fiber body that's causing those issues. And I think they just not went. Yeah,
Now, Bill, will this be the first carbon fiber drone ever? I know we've had carbon fiber propellers in the past, but have we ever had a fuselage, as they say in the business, as carbon fiber before this one?
Weird Wi-Fi again. Here we go. I better do this. Well, I got my chance.
Did you froze? Yeah, am I freezing?
No, I had to see if I do my max headroom again.
Yeah, you were doing it for a little bit there, Bill.
I can see it coming. Now, this is StreamYard. I don't have
Comcast dinged you there for a second, but you're good now.
Maybe it's my router. It's that new router.
Hey, Bill, you say this is StreamYard? I'm not seeing the logo. What's the deal with that?
Bill's got the paid
You paying for
version. He doesn't have to put
Oh,
the
okay.
logo up.
Here.
I forgot. Some people have more money than me.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, there you go. Well, he's got his own custom logo, Brian. See,
I know.
It's right.
You got to hear the story behind this. This, and I'd love to take credit for it, but what is it called? The Cadius was not my idea. I got a really good friend who I used to play. We used to go. Okay, I'm going to go Squirrel again. I got to go Squirrel because I love Star Trek, the original series. And our hero went into space.
Hey, did you see William Shatner?
I am so happy that rocket got off the ground. Did you see how light he is? Not.
Well, the thing that was so cool was when he came back, he was just like, it was. I mean, the equivalent was wow.
I just hope he was wearing a diaper. That's all I gotta say.
Well, the thing about it was he could tell, and he even suggested to Bezos. He's like, dude, you need to get somebody to wear goggles and record this, and then share it with everybody for a price.
Did Shatner wear his Enterprise outfit?
No, but there was a picture. There was a picture a couple of days ago, and it said the Blue Origin crew is was something about skittish or something because of the recent uniform change, and it showed pictures of Shatner wearing like his captain's jersey.
Hey, everybody on that flight should dress in
red shirts. And anybody that knows anything about TOS, it's like red shirts they're going to die. The only red shirt that lives is Scotty.
Yeah. They should have set more Star Treks up. Is Shatner the only one still alive, Bill?
No, Nichelle Nichols is still alive.
Okay.
Walter Koenig is still alive.
Is that Chekhov?
It.
Yeah, George Takei is still around.
Yeah, George. Yeah, and George. So we got Sulu.
And I guarantee you, there's a ton of those people that they killed off in the show that are still around, probably. But nobody knows.
They didn't really die in the show, huh?
Yeah, they died on the show, but they're still around.
So he's saying that he's going to wait. Are you going to wait to buy it until they get done?
He wants to see a couple positive reviews before he lays his hard-earned money on the line.
All right. Hey, Koopy's in the house. Okay, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. On October 27th of this year, we will be having our annual Halloween party, and I've been in negotiations recently. And he says he's going to come in costume, but we will see. And Billy Kyle's going to be on that night with us, so we can ask him firsthand, because that's going to be a couple more weeks, just like everybody was saying, because that's going to be the 27th.
Wait a minute, isn't the 27th the big day for DGI, Bill?
Y'all just love doing this, man. Ron's everybody's reading my segues. First off, Brian had it, and then now Ron's got it. And
hey, man, I didn't have it. I just mind melded with you for a moment.
We're all on.
You didn't even know when I mind melded with you.
Wait, did anybody see the interview of Shatner with Anderson Cooper? When Anderson was making a joke about the shape of the rocket, and Shatner looked at him and said, "Yes, we're going to the insemination of space."
I did not see that.
And Anderson lost it. And Anderson comes a couple comments later. Anderson goes, "I was just wondering if you picked up on that when I said it about that." And he goes, "Yes, Anderson, you would be the one to throw that out there." It was hilarious, man. But yeah, I'm happy that for the captain going and coming back. Yes, live long and prosper. I wish that Leonard had been alive to see that. I think he would get a kick out of it.
Yes.
Okay, so back on track, back to the DJI.
Okay.
We have next Wednesday another special guest coming on from across the pond, as he has to stay up late and will be joining us. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the first week of November too. So anyway, next week Geeks Vana will be joining us.
Really?
As we go pro. No, I don't have it. So just get that out of the way. But by then, it will be released, because I'm sure all of us will watch. Like I have to get it.
What is going to be released on the 20th? After seeing all that stuff I've seen all day today, what is releasing on the 20th? Is I want to know.
Okay, I'll show you a picture of it.
I know, and I've seen all the speculation out there.
The Ronin 4D.
It's not what I thought it was.
Oh, it's exactly what I thought it was. because yeah, I'm just gonna say it's exactly what I thought it was. So
now watch our DNAs, Bill.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything. But of course, I'll go just do this. I already got his page up, so let me go for share. Everybody knows that right now he's stomping Olita.
Our buddy Osilev.
Yeah, if Koopy was here, he would already call me the Olita of the show. The Olita Lev.
You're going to the Jasper Allen's site?
Going to Jasper's site.
Yeah, there we go.
Going to Jasper's site. Let me go full screen on him. We'll just go full.
Yeah, give us to his full screen.
All right. So everybody can check that out here. So let me scroll code. So here's how we started out. If y'all don't know about him already, Jasper Ellens, 27 leaks. He's actually just stomping Osilev. Right here is the new Ronin 4D. He says we're supposed to come out with this next week. So it's going to be with the new camera. You can see that's the new camera rig and everything. That's the DJI Pro, and that's not a fake thing. That's not a 3D model. That's the real deal right there. So
wow.
And
now can we pre-order that, Bill?
You got about $15,000, I'd say, to start with. And you can see the top of it, the connection port. Right here, Ronin 4D.
They show that in one of those pictures, right? That was.
Oh, that's not. That's yes. That connection port is for like a light or a microphone, or it's like
or some kind of monitor,
kind of like a hotkey thing. I would think.
Yep.
Okay. So, and we'll go back here. Wait a minute. Okay.
Here's a question I'm gonna throw out there.
That's you can see the record. Okay, and then up here you can see the whole thing, the camera setup. That's that unit right there, and you'll notice it moves. See, you can see the arm pivot and move in the little thing here.
Yeah. All
right. What else we got?
And folks, that's going to be the official vlogging rig of the Coast to Coast Drone Channel.
What vlogging? What?
That device, that Ronin you just showed is going to be the official vlogging leg of the Coast to Coast Channel.
Yeah, right. Like I vlog so much, and I've got all these other drones, and I need to do something.
Hey, Bill.
Sir.
Here's a thought. That's an expensive piece of equipment.
Yes.
So is the Cine version of the Mavic 3 coming out? I wonder if there's a tie-in there with the two. Could you imagine that?
Oh, I'm sure there's. I'm sure this. The new Pro shoots ProRes. I bet money on it. It probably comes with a 1 terabyte, a 3 terabyte, and an 8 terabyte internal hard drive, SSD drive. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, I'm sure we've seen specs, but I'm just talking stuff out my ass. But anyway, and you can see in the second picture here, that's the hot port for the connection of the Action 2. See? Right here, you can see the 2 pickup. And something that Indigo Rhino talked about at the very beginning of the show was if this Action 2 will become the new Session 5. And you can see Koopy down here. Ron, he knows you're under DNA. But he wants you to show.
See, him and Geeks Final always want me to get my Mavic 3 out, but I still got to wait a few more weeks, guys.
So I said, hey, Marcus, didn't see you a minute ago. Or did Marcus just get here? Wait, Mark has. Oh, he just threw you under the bus.
Well, I just told everybody I cannot show for a few more weeks, but I'll have it out then.
Oh, the November. You'll show it in November. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, in November I'll have it out.
All right. Okay,
so it's the DNA, folks.
Okay, so on the 27th, remember we can only talk about these 2 devices. We can't talk about the third device.
No,
because, I'm pretty sure that since we know the dang thing's coming, that all the influencers that we know already have it, and it's not fair to try to go, please tell my viewers before everyone else and get your ass busted that you have this product. So we just got to remember not to ask.
And now, who is our guest on the 27th?
Billy Kyle.
Who's the guest on the 20th?
Sean
and then Billy. Right. And then the following week, Frank Wang.
Next week, we can ask Sean about the Pro, but we can't ask him about the Action 2 or the Mini 3. Okay. And then the next week, we could ask Billy about how much he likes the Pro and how much he likes the Action 2. but we cannot ask him about the Mavic 3.
But we can ask about the Evolve.
We can say, okay, Billy, we're going to speculate tonight.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that. I like it better when he hangs out. And Koopy's doing it. He likes to point out my Billy fascination. I'm sorry, was that too much?
And it all goes back to when you say who's getting these. Billy's a good candidate, and he does awesome reviews. Anything new comes out, I'm watching Billy's.
That's cool. Let's do that for a second. Who do we think has it? I'm going to say
Aldrin Astasio.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Kelly probably has it. Ken Donor. I think Kelly has it.
Maybe.
Well, let me stop Kelly for a second, Brian. If Kelly has it, we're in good shape because it comes out the day before spin up. So Kelly will be able to show it at spin up then.
There's a tie into DJI too.
Okay, wait. I'm going to bring this one out of the bag. It's still going to be a paper release.
Oh,
so you're going to be able to order it, and they're thinking that they're all the reason being is what I'm hearing is that they think that everything's going to hit at the same time. So if you pre-order from DJI, it's going to go in, but it's also going to go in with all the Best Buys and all Targets and all whoever's going to carry the Mavic 3. So they're all going to come over on the same boat, and they figure they're all going to hit about the same time. But the whole point is your big retailers like Best Buy and stuff like that, they got to wait for sure that they're going to say, okay, it's on the boat, it's tracking, and then they got to worry about it getting off the boat and to the stores. So that's
who wants to trek in the Best Buy 5 days before Christmas with those lines?
Yeah.
If you're going to spend, wait. If you're going to spend $3,600 on a drone, do you think you're not going to? You'll swim. You'll swim. Swim. I need my drone. Excuse me.
Yeah, all you mothers and fathers looking for kids' toys, get out of my way. I'm coming for a drone.
No. I got an idea. Here's what you do. You go out and you get two of the hardest to find children's toys in the entire, season.
Right.
You walk into Best Buy, there's a crowd everywhere. You take one toy, you toss it over here. You take one toy, you toss it over here. You're at the front of the line.
Hey, Bill, there's something else to consider, though, in that little equation. DJI has been getting a little, I don't want to say stingy or chinchy, but they're cutting Apple and Android out of the software thing. Why not market right off of their own website for the first few weeks?
Well, that's another thing. That's a good possibility. I will stop sharing this so that we can get back into the speculation mode like we were doing. It's cool that we're still in this area, but I was going to go into the one thing that I guarantee nobody else.
Bill's even got all the stuff written down.
Yes, I've watched, Ron. I'm trying to learn.
Oh yeah, I saw my cheat sheet for the other night.
I've seen how you actually format a show. I tried to go off of we're like the bar that everybody comes and hangs out at. But the thing about it that I finally realized is that the bar that everybody comes and hangs out at later doesn't always get busy. Some nights it's just kind of dead, and then some nights it's busier than hell. You can't necessarily.
You never know.
You can't necessarily know how it's going. So I'm thinking I need to do a little more prepping, maybe, and people might show up a little bit more. I do understand now how it's difficult, especially because Wednesdays have become a marathon day. Here we were, because remember, Ron, we were picking up steam. We were getting a good viewership and everything, and then through all the chaos that's kind of gone on the last few years and everybody putting up the drone shows and stuff, we've gotten a busy Wednesday. So, it's like at this time of night, it's like, well, which one do I want to watch? Which one's going to be more energetic? Or I just want to say to hell with it and go to bed now.
Right. Opposed to when we started, we were one of the few drone shows that actually had a schedule, right?
Yeah. Well, we started.
We're the only guys that really had schedules in the old days.
After Ken Herron, literally the week after Ken, we were going to start the week before Ken Herron, but something happened. Something happened with me and Billy, or something happened with Billy couldn't do it that weekend, or Dan. I think it was Dan couldn't do it that first weekend, that first week. So wait a minute. Bob doesn't have a wrench. Hang on, I got to bring up the actual show.
Uh-oh.
Y'all talk.
Big Bob's got to get his wrench.
Oh no,
I was gonna say
I've been
while
wrong.
you were while we were doing this, that, and the other thing, Bill, I was because I can multitask here.
Bob's got to get his
I
rent.
was
Oh no,
perusing the other channels that are on right now, and you were very much holding your own, bud. So,
oh well, I guarantee you against Ken Dono, he's probably kicking ass right now.
and you're creaming Paul Feinberg. So I hate to say it, he's just trying to start out.
Oh, Paul's got a show on Wednesday.
Paul's got a show right against Dono. How is that working?
What the hell? I thought they were bros.
I don't know.
They're trying to get the rest of the crumbs. Oh no! Quick, get a different. Wait a minute. I gotta put. Wait a minute.
Well, yeah, I guess we got to get the TVDs where ABC, NBC, and CBS all have shows at the same time.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, Bob, you're knighted now. So
I thought Bob was blue, but
I don't know. But anyway, I think the old farts one is
okay.
okay.
Well, we got to get the old farts blue, that's for sure.
But anyway, so we've got that taken care of now.
Okay.
And here it is. Here's the one that nobody else has done tonight. I want some speculation and some rumors and some good tasty stuff. Since we're halfway through October and we know what's coming soon.
Halloween.
No, I'm thinking beyond that. I'm talking about this our what do we call it? Christmas in July, but it's like Black Friday in October because it's drone deals. So I want some speculation about what you all think are going to be the drone deals for Black Friday.
Ooh.
Are there going to be any drone deals for Black Friday?
Ooh.
Brian?
That really comes up to the manufacturer. I mean, I'm looking at like the Mini SE. They've already knocked it $299. I've got it. That would be a killer deal at like $199 or even a little bit less. It'd be nice. But I mean, you can't always count on Black Friday deals with these drones because there's never really been a big thing with them. DJI will knock off what 5-10% on something that you really don't want. I'm thinking like 2019, 2020. Did they knock anything off that Mavic 2 Pro? No. They kept that thing solid.
Well,
although Mavic 2 Pro, I bet you're going to get a heck of a deal on it really soon now.
yeah. But the thing about it, I don't know if there's that many of them still out there. Are there?
Yeah. I think they're kind of going off the retail shelves, and what I'm hearing, Brian, is that if you have a good used Mavic 2 Pro, and you're trying to sell it, you can get a premium. You could probably sell for more than you paid for it because a lot of people have already made the decision they're not going to spend the money that the Mavic 3 is going to cost, so they're trying to get a Mavic 2 Pro now to tie them over for the next few years.
I've got a buddy of mine here in Houston. He's not 107, but he does very, very professional photos with his Mavic 2 Pro. And he is just, I asked him, I said, "You going to get the new one?" He goes, "In a heartbeat." His controller, the controller in the RC, the battery in the RC is only good for 2 batteries, if that.
Oh, wow.
So, and he's got 3, and it's like, when he's on that second battery, he's just holding his breath because the controller is going to go out.
Right.
See, that's the thing. I have one battery. I have the smart controller. I have the Mini 2. I have the Air 2S. And I personally, I guess I need to fly it more. Something something about the gimbal seems off to me.
Which one?
The Air 2S on my drone. I need to really, really just check it hardcore. But I don't know, when I fly it, it doesn't seem right to me. And I guess I need to dive into it more because I like the color profile on the Mavic 2 Pro so much better.
The Air 2S to me to this day has been my workhorse. I've not had any problems with it.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying I don't think, for me personally, I don't think the colors are as rich as what I get out of the 1-inch Hasselblad with that color science in it.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely have to agree. I work with the color grading on any of that stuff, and Mavic 2 Pro is still better than the Air 2S. But I mean, look at the price difference. And
yeah, and another thing and the thing about it is and I'm going to say this again, The Air 2S, I will not deny it takes a great picture and it stays in the air. But sometimes when it gets hit by a good wind and it's just walking it around, man.
I have seen that. Yeah.
And then the Mavic 2 Pro, it just sits there like it's flipping the wind of the bird, and it does the most you might see is it go, and that's it. And that's what I love about it. And that's why I'm like, the smaller birds are cool. I don't think I need that middle section, and I need to get away from. And see, that's what GGI is so good at. They gimmick the hell out of us.
Oh yeah,
the hell out of us. It's like
they're fishing every corner of the market.
Well, I mean, it's the thing about it is it kills me is they say, okay, now this drone here, it will do this, this, and this, but this drone will do this, this, and this, but they won't do it together. And then remember,
for this price too. They always throw in the price difference. And that's the hook, because there's tons of people, and I'm one of them. When the Mavic 2 Pro and the Zoom came out, I'm looking at both of them going, well, I'm not a photographer. What would I ever want the Pro for? And I'm kicking myself to this day for it.
Yep. Hey, Bill, while we're on DJI, can we speculate how long it will be before the DJI Fly app for iOS is updated?
Okay, speaking of that, did you see, because I kind of, me, DJI just loves me because I'm just really blunt with him. I just bitch at him straight out. I typed up, yo, and I didn't go to support. I went to global, and I said, yo, DJI iOS update anytime soon. And so they're like, keep an eye on it. It's gonna come anytime now.
Yeah, and we probably know the problem here. It's the Apple has a big approval program for anything that enters their app store, and it's probably got a call in some approval loop or whatever, where it's just not getting moved forward in the Apple approval process. So I'm sure it'll spit out any day now. I checked this afternoon and it still wasn't there.
Yeah, it's still what 1.4.8.
Yeah.
Wow, it's that far back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, but the thing about it is it's gonna when it jumps. How much you want to bet? They're not going to call it 1.4.9. I bet you they go 1.4.12.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You never know.
We'll see.
Yeah. So we were talking about this because we know the big news on it. It adds a few things, but the live streaming feature is the one that's got all the headlines so far.
Okay, but the thing about it is, okay, here's the thing about that, which I find really funny, was what was it that the FAA busted Mackey for? So now what is
every single video he got fined for was a live stream.
Exactly, and DJI just made it easier for all of us to live stream.
Now Matt Kondo did say on the show tonight that the in the current version it doesn't show your telemetry on the live stream screen.
It's a Mackey saver.
That's good. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, no time. And Matty said something else. He said there's no reason to ever turn the drone around and show you on the sticks.
That's true, but what's everybody say? What's everybody want to talk about?
By the way,
go ahead.
I got to ask you this. Like I said, I've been out of it for a week, and I just saw something. YouTube is allowing channels with 50 or less subscribers to go live.
Yep. From their non-computer. Now almost popped up like the same day that the DJI flaps allow live stream. It's almost like
DJI go ahead and monetize all of us. Just get it the hell over with.
Yeah, I mean they're getting money off us anyway. What the heck? What's the big deal?
Yeah, they're getting money off of us, and they're paying us pennies. So
what we're talking about that Johnny didn't like? What are we talking about?
Johnny doesn't think it's a good thing to live streaming.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and you have personal choice. You could turn that button off and never. If you don't want to live stream, you affiliate live stream. You just turn that button off and you never do it. It's
the same as the word. Think of some of the incredible sunrises and sunsets are going to be shared so much more easily now. Some of the, and I don't know. So it's kind of
somebody like Drone Bum won't have to jump through hoops to do his live sunrise streams anymore. Just flip the button. But I mean, I was never a big live streamer beforehand, so the fly out not having it really didn't do anything to me.
Going back to what we were talking about a minute ago and not showing yourself on the sticks. How many, I mean, everybody show of hands, and people in the chat too, hold up your hand. How many of you, you'll start, I mean, now to begin with, when we all first got into drones, and I'm pretty sure all of us have been doing this for 5-6+ years now. And so we're kind of at that stage. You used to love watching cinematic drone videos, but now there's so many of them. They all kind of just bleh together, you know, because all the tricks and everything. And for me anyway, I need a little something extra. I need like a little story involved with it, or an occasional, hey, what's up, you know, on cam, which I never do. You know, once
You want a little B-roll in your video, yes.
not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to be B-roll, but you want to connect with the person you're seeing on, you know, like me, I get invited on live streams and stuff, but the situation where like, okay, now on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays at this time of day, I could actually, it's that time of day, it's time for the bus. I could actually come on live streams because my daughter has someone that takes care of her, you know, at that time of day. Normally this time of day is when I give her a shower and help her get changed and stuff. So that's kind of why it's difficult for me, because of the situation with her. But people, you know, and so if I get out more and get on more shows and maybe that would help. But me personally, I like Aldrin. I love seeing Aldrin show me what the firmware does or whatever, but also like seeing Aldrin explain to me, and then he'll pop up a diagram, you know, and say, this is what you're going to do, and this is what it looks like in the app, you know. So that's what I'm saying. You want to be seen on the screen sometimes, and if you're going to do something live, especially, think of it this way. Here's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Every new DJI firmware update from this point on, you're going to get people doing live reviews of the new firmware. All right, and here we are. We're testing out 1.44333 up, and we're going into the water. You know, and it's going to go live. I mean, think about it. It's going to be. I mean, you're going to get some unique stuff. Like, and because we know DJI has kind of slipped a little bit on the firmware here in the last couple of years or two. So. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. It's going to be hilarious. Is some people are going to really have some interesting live stream incidents, because see, that's something else. What is that going to do with the signal? Okay, you and the drone are talking, but now it's sending another signal to live stream. What's that going to do with your bandwidth, your connection? And God forbid think about it, you're out live streaming, and like I said, all of a sudden you hit a tree. You know, I can't control the drone. Can you all see it? Or even worse, it's one of those, your screen blacks out and everybody on YouTube's going, oh my God, he's going to hit the wall. He's going to hit the wall. Oh God, you know. And then they have to go watch the replay to see what happened.
Bill, it's all about the views, man. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Yes, we're going to get that too. We will get that too. And that's what I'm saying. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Too many drone pilots are caught up in having an audience when simply flying comes less creating good photography.
Okay, that's a good point. And I'm going to say this: the few times that I've gone live with my drone, I do it in places where I'm very familiar and practiced. Because I'll give you another example. The last place that you're ever going to see me go live is like this previous weekend when I was out in Galveston chasing cruise ships. That's not something you want to do live, just in case. Because that could be really bad.
Especially if you have 107 and they already know who you are.
Exactly. You know, you get out there on those cruise ships, to me, it's like I was telling Angela, with a GPS drone, it's the most excitement you can have without it being FPV. The boat's moving 12 to 18 miles an hour. You got to keep moving, you know. And I I pulled some maneuvers on this one last time that they were pretty interesting. I said, "Oh man, I'm glad this drone really does have OcuSync 3."
But and we'll since this was all speculation, and Charles said at the very beginning, because I had if you didn't see it, the Magic 8-Ball had come up and it said, "Will you have the Mavic 3 soon?" He said only if he won the lottery. So yeah, I think we're all kind of in that area.
Look, you get on DJI's site, one of the things you're going to see is that sub-site called Affirm. Just buy the damn thing. Go through Affirm, mortgage your house, keep the hobby going.
Well, the thing I think everybody's going to realize, and if they look at it, because there's two models. We're getting kind of a standard / advanced and a pro model, right? And basically the difference is there going to be any camera difference, or is it simply going to be the ProRes and the SSD?
That's what I don't see much difference on those. I don't know how they could.
Well, see,
it sounds like the camera would be the same. It's just going to be the things you just said, Bill.
Well, what I had even heard was that there was possibly on the standard model going to be a 256 gig internal SSD, which, if everybody thinks about it, and if they make it like, let's say, if they make that drone like $19.99 just for the drone and the controller, not the smart controller, the new controller, the new kind of controller.
Yep.
Okay. So for $19.99, you want to go smart controller, let's say $24.99 for the original one with one battery. Now I'm not going to go fly more. Now fly more, let's say $29 to $32.99. Now that's not that bad.
But what do you, since the Flymore won't include a smart controller, what in that Flymore is going to add up to make it all that much money?
No. Okay, but you said I had two different prices, right? I said $19.99 for the original controller and the drone and one battery.
Right. And
then what did I say? $24.99
for a second battery?
No, for the smart controller and the drone and one battery. Okay. Original with the original controller and the Flymore kit, let's say $29.99. And we're going to, since you're going bigger, they're going to give you a better deal with the smart controller, $32.99 for the smart controller and your Flymore kit.
Okay.
That's not that horrible, considering how much more expensive everything is right now.
Right. It still allows you to get into the Mavic 3 at the $19.99. I mean, it's not like we cannot fly a drone with the standard controller, and you add the smart controller down the road when you have a little extra money.
What Ken said?
Ken's getting them all, yeah.
Buy a few. I'll help you out and get one of them.
Matt's saying the cameras are going to be the same.
Yeah.
There's just going to, now, like I said, I had heard that. So from this point forward, from what I had heard, DJI is it's going to be SSD for everything. The internal drives will be SSD from now on, which is kind of cool. That's kind of a neat thing. But that's going to cost a little bit more than what we've been paying. That's going to add something to the cost, because we all know how expensive external drives are right now, how much memory is right now, how much anything technical is right now. So,
a real fast 256 SD cards, not cheap either. So,
no.
I mean, but that I could be wrong, but it seems logical to me. I think everybody's getting their panties in too big of a bunch over this Cine thing.
Yeah,
because we all know.
Yeah,
and I'll be honest with you. I don't think too many of your influencers have the Cine model. I think your huge channels like Peter McKinnon and what's his name,
Casey Neistat,
and I don't think Casey's really doing it anymore.
Aldrin
may have it. Aldrin's. I don't know if Aldrin's got I'd say Aldrin's got the regular model.
How about air photography?
No, I'm thinking there. I think people like Sam Cole.
What's your name? iJustine has the cinematic model.
I'm figuring you got to have 1 million subscribers to have that big.
Yeah.
I'm figuring at least 1 million subscribers to have that big one. I mean, because really and truthfully, why do they need it? Because really, how many of us are going to be able to see what they produce out of that big drone? What are we saying? 6K, 8K? And most of us were lucky if our monitors could do 4K.
And remember, Bill, I think we didn't touch on the last time is people get so wrapped up in the ProRes being so expensive, but you don't realize Apple ProRes video was never aimed at consumers. It was aimed at the enterprise market, where something that costs like $9,000 isn't that much money to the enterprise market. And that's for Apple ProRes videos aimed at the enterprise market professionals, not the average drone flyer.
It's like I said, it was aimed at the film industry because you get so much data. It's such a huge file. There's so much you can do with the colors.
The best. I'm simplifying, but you know how we like in photos, we like our raw photos over JPEGs. Basically, it's like raw video compared to like the regular video we take is kind of JPEG. Yeah,
exactly. And as anybody that's dealt with your raw pictures, you know how much bigger those files are than your standard JPEG files.
But also so much easier to correct when there's issues.
Right. Ron, the ProRes will be great for nighttime. Yes, it will be. The
fancy drone, the Hot Rod's fancy drone has it too.
There was what were we talking?
The Vive has it.
What were we talking about? Was it last week? You were talking about. We were talking about the difference. There was a rumor of a different size sensor. Maybe either in the Autel or one of the DJI products that was going to allow for. Oh, it was the Action 2. It was going to allow for better low light.
They think the Action 2 will have the same image processors that the Pocket 2 has, which is a 1/1/7, which is a bigger sensor than the 1/2/3 that like the GoPro Hero type cameras have. So if these rumors are true, the Action 2 should be a little bit better in low light than what we've used to in our current generation of action cams.
And depending upon what they've done with their stabilization software, it could be that GoPro dropped the ball again and didn't realize it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you talk about low light night photography, what kills these action cameras that have these great platforms like Hyper Smooth, and I forget what DJI calls those, how they achieve that is to shoot the shutter way high. So that kills a low light. So if you turn Hyper Smooth off on a GoPro and you mount it on a tripod, it actually can get a low light, but it can't do it when it's doing the Hyper Smooth at the same time. And that's going to be the same thing with DJI's Action Series too. It'll be good in low light as long as you don't have all that image stabilization going on.
And what's the point of having an action camera if you're not moving?
Well, it's a good point, but the problem is half the people buy action cameras are like Sean Oz, but the other half are just users of vlogging rig.
Yeah,
and they can mount it on a tripod.
But plus if you want to do, you could do like really killer B-roll. Like a highway from a bridge, and you get the streaks from the cars and stuff going by.
Yeah.
And
you can do that now, mounting it on a tripod.
And Drone Pool, good to see
Drone
you.
Pool's here. Captain Ray Kelly's in here with us.
Okay, we still didn't come up with drones. We thought, we're saying, is Autel? We know the deal from Autel.
Autel won't have any sales on Black Friday, Bill. They won't. The drones may not. I take that back. The Evo 2 Pro could be a couple $100 off on Black Friday, Bill.
Yeah, because they've been doing. Yeah, especially if like you said, they're going to hold off until January or February on the release, which to me would be another death blow to the company to let DJI go ahead again and just stomp on it. And the thing about it is they're going to have to play unless the Evo 3 comes out of the gate perfect, because the Mavic 3 is going to have at least 3 or 4 firmware updates under its belt by then.
Yeah.
Getting back to here's another thing about the Mavic 3. What software are they going to use? Please tell me it's not going to be that Fly app. Please tell me.
I think the leaks already say that, Brian. That will be the Fly app. Yeah.
Oh no, that's going to be
that's the early leaks. I mean, these are just leaks and rumors, Brian. It may not be true, but that's what they all say. That'll be
because they're going to put everything into that Mavic 3 on that Fly app, and when you go to fly your Mini, it's going straight into the water.
I thought you were going to say you won't even be able to boot the Fly app up anymore.
No, they're just, you start throwing in features for other drones. It's software. I know how software works. You're going to hose something on the back end. Somebody is going to get hosed. Somebody's going to lose their drone. They're going to have more flyaways on these older drones like the minis, the Air 2Ss. I know how software works. I used to do this stuff.
So what you're
It's not
saying
a
is
good
we
idea.
probably need a Fly App Pro for the.
Well, they need
Three.
something other than what they've got now. You know,
You want to go back to Group 4?
Phantom had its own app. Mavic had its own app. If they're going to roll out this kind of money, they need to design its own app. It's going to be around a while.
You want to go back to Go 4?
Or something similar. Go 4 was an excellent app.
Yes, it was. And that's why, people still to this day are like, why? I mean, why not? They could have called it, Go 5 or Go 6. It would have been fine just to build off of this platform. But to redo, and it's like they ripped so much out of the Fly app, and then they realized, oh God, we got to put all this code back because that's what's causing the glitches. And then they'll dump a firmware update on us, and it's like this good god awful processor hog, and they don't tell us why, because they made the mistake of not leaving the code in from the original build off of the Fly app. I mean, the Go 4
next
app.
Next spring, I want to get my DJI FPV-2 and have it slam into a rocket 56 miles an hour because the firmware screwed up.
Yeah,
because it's still running off the Fly app.
Especially that's something else. When it takes up, and you feel like telling the engineers at DJI, going, look, if the processor slows down, that means the program don't work right. And sometimes I might be watching a feed that's 2 or 3 seconds behind, and that's too long.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, wait a minute. So, are we speaking? Okay, so this is DJI is 32 and X Dynamics is 64 or Evolve? Oh, wait.
And the only problem with going to 64-bit on anything is you better have the hardware to back it up, because now you're talking much hotter CPUs, much hotter chips all the way around. And we're not in a chip shortage or nothing right now. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
It would be a reason to change the software. But that's the whole point is you think about it, that's part of the reason that Autel is doing so good is because so many people that left DJI just went to
have gone to Autel, yeah.
You can look at the tech and see, that it's there and realize that, the thing about it is now you've got, instead of one drone powerhouse, they're going to have two. Very easily have two.
If they ever get those new Autel drones out the door.
I think they will. I do think that they will, but part of their issue is the the boy that's in charge.
Yeah,
the son of the big.
Oh yeah.
And part
the thing
of
it is, Bill, in about 4 or 5 years, I expect the drone market. DJI will still probably have market share, but not like they do now. I mean, you've got Skydio, you've got Sony coming out with stuff. And granted, they're more on the pro side, but the money's to be made with the general public. That's why DJI is as big as they are. They went after the general public. They didn't go after the Hollywood studio.
Yeah.
They went after me and you and Ron.
Mm-hmm.
And once these other companies, Skydio I think needs to be watched because they're gonna rival Autel pretty fairly soon, I think.
If they stay on the consumer side of things.
Yeah. They got that government contract, and they might just put their eggs in that basket and won't hear another thing from them.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Parrot, who was a very a good competitor to DJI,
another good company.
They stepped out of the consumer side of things.
Yep.
Yeah, they went completely for the high res deal. I see. I don't know. I still am trying to figure out. So we're going to get a shitload of cheap Troy drones off of the bullshit sites for Christmas on Black Friday. Like Best
Yeah,
Buy's
Brian mentioned the mini SC. Yeah, you could maybe go to your Costco, your Sam's Club, and see the mini SC for $50 off on the end cap.
and we're gonna my Vipon's gonna have these for like $5.
Well, that's a good one. They may not go down to $5, but that's a good flyer.
Drones.
That
But
one can really fly.
Ron was like, he got the red one, and he reviewed it, and I got the blue one because I love blue. Everybody should realize I love blue. But it is a great little flyer.
And I only got it because I was influenced by Brian Singleton and Ryan.
And then I won this off of John Coopy, and I think it was Banggood. And this little booger flies like a little whoop. I mean, it's got some serious little torque to it, and the controller's kind of loose. It's not, and then as quick as it flies, you need more control over it. Ron, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
RL in here.
Holy Stone, yes. But
Holy Stone,
I never see Holy Stone discounted. It's like they still think we're the DJI of toy drones. And I'm like,
maybe the Hubson and Phoebe products will be discounted on Black Friday, Bill.
Here we go. I got this one. Here we go. Hello with the micro and OcuSync 4. Of
course, it won't be able to handle a 7-mile-an-hour wind, but I'd go for that.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, here we go. How about this? We're going to get a micro 4/3 on a toy drone on at least a 2-axis gimbal.
That would not be a bad thing.
I don't think it would be either, because I don't know, would it? Or would it? I don't know, but
why don't they get the 1-inch sensor first with the move all the way to the 4/3?
Oh, hey Ron, it's the Christmas of giving. Let's just have both. So we're gonna have We're gonna have some toys with 1-inch sensors and GPS and optical flow that's horrible, and we're gonna
flow away from me.
And then we're gonna have some with micro 4/3. Wait a minute, we're gonna have micro 4/3, but no GPS.
Really be a good flyer, then. You better know what you're doing.
We're gonna have.
Hey, Mom, I just crashed my 4/3 drone on the first time out.
Have the flip button on it. That's gonna be, even with a big bunch of plastic on it, that's gonna be a serious flip. But I mean, I think they could do it. I mean, think about it. We've got these 4K cameras on the crappy little drones, and it's obvious that we've already stepped up. It's like, your drone's not unless it's 1 inch or it's micro 4/3. So
right.
I mean, that's where we're going next. So that's what they're gonna have to do. And I would not be surprised if we didn't see, at least 1 or 2 attempts. Look, Hubson's already coming out with they're trying to go professional.
Hey, Bill, Hubson, they didn't mess around with 1-inch sensor. They went straight from like less than 1 inch all the way to 4/3. They just skipped the whole 1-inch sensor experience.
But the thing about it is, if they do the cheap, testing, and they don't do it like they did with the mini
testing, they don't. Bill, they test over there.
Yeah, they test live and fly right into the curtain. Well, did you come out with a new firmware today? Yes, let's test it live for everyone to see how great our drone is. But speaking of which, anybody that that has it, is it getting? I think I saw Gorilla Man post something the other day, and he said it was still no better. And it was so funny. I think he said, was it Gorilla Man? I think he put it in Drone Nation. He said, maybe even last night, he said, I will tell you ahead of time, it's horrible. He posted it anyway. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. He's still not happy with his Mini Pro.
It didn't. I completely agree with him. I see why he's mad, because it was just regular 1080/30, and it looked like, the 501S put out better video.
Yeah. Well, he got his Nafi out in a recent video, and he said to Phoebe and Hubson, they should take notes. Just go simple. Like the Anafi's he said 4 years, more like a three-year-old drone. It still has better videos than the current drones coming out. Yeah. So he has a good point there. That old drone like a Nafi can still beat these budget drones. So
I know there's a guy here in Dallas. He still has a Parrot, and he's crashed it several times. And he goes, "I sure hope I never crash it to where it doesn't work anymore." He's still fly. He loves that thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't, I didn't have the B-Bots, but I had the Anafi, outside
The
of
Anafi,
ranges,
that's
it
what he
was a
does. The
great
Anafi.
drone.
He loved it for that. The gimbal went
The
180.
gimbal goes all the way down, and all the way up.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was the only drone that did that in those days.
he
Hey,
got
so
very
Brian,
good
you
with
want to spin up?
Am I going to spin up?
Yeah.
I actually had a ticket and had to return it.
Oh, okay, so we won't see it spin up this year.
Not this year, probably next year. Now, I made the biggest mistake of buying a small horse that some people call a dog. And I wanted like a 1-year-old dog, and it's a puppy, and it treats my wife like a bowling ball.
So you can't leave her with a dog for a couple days.
I can't even go to Austin. I wanted to go to like the Florida thing, and that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
I can't even go to Austin right now.
Yeah, the Florida one was a lot of fun too. I hope you can come to that next spring.
Yeah, no, I'd love to go to that.
Yeah.
I think I may be able. Hey, Stevie, what's up, dude?
Hey, Stevie.
Hey.
Yeah. Speaking of Florida, Stevie was in Florida last spring.
I think since I'm not going to be ready to go, I'm not going to be able to go to Spin Up this year. But I think I may be able to talk the wife into going to the Florida meetup because there'll be much more for her to do down there.
And it'll be a nice break from the cold weather. You'll be experiencing at the time.
See. Same chair.
Oh,
okay. Cool.
Oh.
He's getting the same chair. And hey, what's that? Was that second? Yeah. I think I'm going to try to get down to that one. I think I will try to get down.
Maddie said in the chat, the second annual, you don't want to miss it.
Well, the thing about it was we were just concerned about what the issue may be with, what we would have to do as far as quarantining when we came back from down there. And we literally couldn't.
Yeah.
We ended up like paying for 2 vacations for one because we got to pay somebody to work the whole time. So, it's easier now. And it's just, there's too much crap that could happen at the, so we need to kind of be around. Hopefully by then things will be, fingers crossed. But okay, before we go, and I know that we're getting ready to wind up. We've got about 3 minutes to go, and we're going to go ahead and wind her up here. I want to say, Brian, you enjoyed really having you on the show and everything. And I
love doing this, man. I need to. And for anybody out there, one of these days I'll get back to doing my own live ones. Blame the puppy. I don't have time to do anything anymore.
Well, I was going to invite you back next Wednesday when Geeks Vana was on. If you would like,
I can probably make like these things when I know ahead of time they're coming. Mm-hmm. My live streams started at 3:30 in the afternoon on a Friday. They didn't end sometimes till 6:30 or 7. I can't do that now.
Yeah,
that dog will eat this house.
When you get to talking and you just kind of lose track of time, and you're not really, because it's hard to look at the chat and throw up chat. Like when John's here, John can come in the control booth too.
The thing about that time slot that I always liked was I was getting the tail end of like England, Europe, and the beginnings of the afternoon stuff here. So I had a pretty good audience there for a while, but I haven't done it now in months. I really like to get back into that.
Some people, if you weren't on, if you didn't watch Johnny Drone Flyer and Ray earlier, they had a couple, I guess they had Haya and Stevie
on.
By the way, I didn't want to say anything in the chat at Johnny Drone Flyer's thing because it might be rude, but I'll say it here because nobody will really notice because oh shit, we're already up to 26 people. Hey, it looks like
Dono streams.
I thought it was Elon Musk. Just saying.
Elon?
Yeah, Elon, yeah.
What about
what like him?
You thought he was supposed to do what?
He looked like Elon Musk.
Oh, hey, yeah. Well,
how did he get Musk on there? Wow, what's the deal?
yeah, really.
Yeah, they changed it to a Tesla show from a drone show.
That's pretty cool. Okay, before we get off, I want to ask a question now. What do you all think the resale value is on a Skydio with 2 batteries, pretty much everything with 2 batteries? Well, actually, literally with everything with 2 batteries.
Depends on the condition, but if it was up to me.
Put it this way. They sent it to me brand new like 2 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to say, Bill.
You don't know the story. Okay. I did a firmware update, right? and the Skydio didn't take it. It wasn't a full update. So it wouldn't charge my batteries. So, make a long story short, it was out of warranty. Skydio was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. So I started talking about it. I was like, okay, I can make a video. And then I talked about it on a live stream. Next thing I know, I kind of mentioned to Billy, and Billy's like, I don't have anything to do with him. But I did mention to Ken Dono, and he's like, well, I really don't have anything to do with them. And then magically, like a day later, I got this email from Skydio that said, we're going to waive your $150 shipping fee. $50, $250, $500, $1,000. Anyway, so we'll waive your $150. It's kind of like a look it over fee. You know, we'll tell you we'll look under the hood and tell you what you need to do. And they said, so I sent it in to them, and they told me, they said, okay, the firmware update didn't take, and that's the problem. And so they said, okay, we're going to fix it. And then I was like, cool. And they said, we're going to send you your drone back. And then the next thing I know, I get an email a couple of days later, and they said, no. We're going to keep your old Skydio because this shouldn't have happened. And we're going to do some tests on it. And we're going to send you a brand new one. How about that? I was like, yeah.
The only problem with Skydios for guys with our age, it involves vehicles that move really fast and you're wide open. And if you crash, you're going to the hospital. So you're going to get that on video at least.
Yeah.
As you're flying down the mountain on your mountain bike and the Skydio's taking the video of when you hit that rock and just tumble the last 100 feet, yeah, that'll be on video. That'd be good.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Here's another thing that I have brought up before. There's already some serious updates to the Skydio too. But people like me and Ron don't have access to that. And that's a crock. Because we should have the right to at least test out all of those enterprise skills for 30 days, maybe even 90 days. And we should be able to post it on YouTube with a Skydio watermark all over it. And I guarantee you their enterprise interest would peak out the roof. But apparently they don't need that because
one of the things Matt's referred to, I think, is supposedly it's going to get waypoints, but that it already has waypoints for the testers.
Oh, Skydio is going to get waypoints?
Yeah.
Ooh, so
and that may be enterprise only, but
okay, that's cool because then it turns into more of a cinematic bird. You could actually do a lot. You could the thing about it is once you get that programmed in, you could make it rerun that whole route over and over and over. Right. You know, and you could do time lapses. You could do all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, and unlike other drones, you could have it. You could make that waypoint move closer to objects without any fear of it running into anything, as you would on another drone.
Again, okay, we're past the top of the hour, Ron. You said you was going.
Yeah, I got to get running, guys. But
answer your question, Bill. $1,200.
Yeah, and I'm going to say if you have the full kit between $1,200 and $1,500, depending on if you put on eBay or something like that.
But brand new, it's worth a hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah, but brand new, Bill, means it's sealed.
It's not. But another thing too is I also got the case. I already got the beacon.
Yeah,
I got all that.
You got the beacon?
I got that's the thing. I got the controller. I got the beacon.
I'm the same way. I got everything. Yeah, I got everything but the fancy charger.
Oh.
There you go. You get the fancy charger now.
And I waited on this bad boy. I forgot about this. Is gold.
Yeah,
this is gold. I bet you
add a couple of $100 extra just for that thing.
Yeah. So,
but anyway, I got to get running. It was great being on with Brian tonight, and Bill, thanks for having me on again on the show. I want to thank everybody out in the chats enjoying this night, and the people stay with us. An extra thanks and whatever. And looking forward to coming back and see what we got on the agenda next week on the 20th.
John Geeks Fun is going to be here next week, and we're going to go pro. Remember?
Boy, I couldn't miss the show with Sean, so I will be here, folks. Good night, everyone.
Hopefully, see you, Ron. And hopefully next week John Coopy will be back because we all know about the love-hate relationship that Sean and John share for each other.
Hey, well, I'm out of here too, Bill. I'm going to let you.
I think that's a good point for everybody because we've been on for quite a while here. Let me get it lined up so I can do the closing here.
I got to get out of full screen so I can back out of here. Thanks again, Bill. Everybody in the chat. It was good being here. Y'all take it easy.
We'll see you next week. Have a good one. And I want to say thank you very much for everybody coming and joining us this week, and hope to see you all next week. And then, as you know, I'm always going to be strange, odd, and unusual, and you always got to tune in to see it. And I still don't, I'm telling y'all, the Black Friday thing, we've come down to it. It's just going to be a couple of toy drones. Like I said, I'm still thinking we're going to see a toy Micro Four Thirds. With that being said, live long and prosper. See you next week.